Hello everyone, I'm Paul and today we're solving problem 960, delete columns to make sorted free. This is a hard one that was quite tricky for me, so next we will go step by step. If you haven't seen parts 1 and 2, I highly recommend you to go and watch those videos first, they are in my channel. We are given an array of strings of the same length, so let's say that we are given this. And we can choose deletion indices. For each of these, we can remove the corresponding character of the index in each string. For example, if we pick index 0, we remove this character and then here we remove this one. We want to return the minimum possible amount of deletion indices in order to make every string here lexicographically sorted. For this example, one possible result is to remove index 0, index 1, and index 4. The remaining strings are BC and AC. Here both strings individually are lexicographically sorted. So this is a valid array, and given that we are choosing 3 deletion indices, the result in this case is 3, because this is the minimum possible number of deletion indices that we need to pick in order to get a valid array. Now here we can build another possible valid array. What if we pick indices 1, 2, and 4? Here the remaining strings are BC and BC. Both of these are lexicographically sorted. BC is sorted and this is also sorted. So this is also a valid array. And here we are also picking 3 deletion indices, so we can get the same result here. The result is still 3, but I want to show you how we can get the same result in different ways. And we have more possible valid scenarios. For example, what if we remove indices 1, 2, 3, and 4? Now this is also a valid array. The thing is that here we are picking 4 deletion indices and we are trying to get the minimum number of deletion indices. So the result is still 3, but this is also a valid array. Here every string is lexicographically sorted. So the main question here is, how can we get the minimum possible number of deletion indices in order to make every string lexicographically sorted? First, let's arrange this as a grid, as we did in the last 2 problems. So with this input, we have this grid. Maybe you're thinking about iterating every column here from column number 1, and every time checking if each of these characters is lexicographically sorted regarding the previous character in the same row. And if we do that, well, here A is smaller than B, so this is not valid, meaning this entire column would not be valid in this case. Next, we are here at this column, and here A is smaller than B, so this would not be valid neither. And now this would be valid because C is greater than B and C is greater than B, and this would not be valid because A is smaller than B. The result in this case would be 3. And this is fine, this is the right result, but here we are only exploring one possible scenario. And remember that we can have multiple possible scenarios, and we are trying to get the minimum number among these scenarios. For example, what if we have this? This is the grid representation of the input. We could remove these 4 columns, and here the remaining strings would be lexicographically sorted each. In this case, we are removing 4 columns. What we can do instead is to remove these 3 columns, and now the remaining strings are also lexicographically sorted. And given that 3 is smaller than 4, the result up to this moment is 3. So as you can see, we can explore different possible scenarios. So we can solve small subproblems and keep track of the result of those subproblems to get the results of new subproblems. So we are using dynamic programming here. And the key here is that instead of focusing in the columns that we need to remove, we'll focus on the columns that we can keep. So let's say that we only have this column. We don't have any of this. The question is, how many columns can we keep in this scenario? Well, we only have one column, and we know that every string here is lexicographically sorted. Every string has a length of 1, so this would be a valid array, meaning we can keep this column. So this is 1. And this will be the initial value for every element in our DP array. This array will have the size of the amount of columns. So every element here is initially 1. Now, what if we have more than one column? Let's say that we are iterating this from right to left, and we are picking the smallest possible subproblem regarding combining columns. Let's say that we only have these 2 columns. We don't have any of this. So we have 2 pointers. One is C1 for column 1, and the other one is C2. The question here is, can we keep these 2 columns? Well, in order to answer this, we need to iterate every row and check if in all the rows, the corresponding value for column 1 is smaller or equal to the corresponding value of column 2. This is valid, and this is valid. So the amount of valid columns that we can keep here is the maximum between 1 and what we have here plus 1. And the maximum between 2 and 1 is 2, so we replace this with 2. This means that given this scenario, the maximum number of columns that we can keep is 2. Now we move C1 to the left. Remember that we are iterating this from right to left. And C2 is always initially at C1 plus 1, so it's here. We are comparing these 2 columns, and we are doing the same as what we did before. B is greater than A. This means that we can't keep these 2 columns, so we can update C2 to the next column. Now C2 is here, meaning we are comparing these and these columns. This is as if we removed this one. And we do the same. Here B is greater than A, so we can't combine these 2 columns. At this point, we keep 1 here and continue. Now C1 is here, and C2 always starts at C1 plus 1, so it's here. We are comparing these 2 columns. Here B is equal to B, A is smaller than B, A is smaller than B. So this is a valid combination. We can keep these 2 columns. So here, the maximum number of columns that we can keep at this point is given by the maximum between this number and the corresponding number for C2 plus 1. And the maximum between 2 and 1 is 2, so we replace this with 2. Now C2 is here, meaning we are comparing this and these columns. This is as if we remove this column. Here B is greater than A, so this is not a valid combination. We continue. Now C2 is here, B is greater than A, so this is not valid neither. We continue. Now we move C1. C2 is always at C1 plus 1 initially. We are comparing these 2 columns. And here A is smaller than B, A is equal to A is equal to A. So this is a valid combination. The maximum number of columns that we can keep at this point, meaning having all of this, is the maximum between 1 and what we have here plus 1, meaning 3. And just to be clear, this 3 means that we can keep these 3 columns. Now we update C2, we are comparing these 2 columns. Here A is smaller than B, A is smaller than B, and A is smaller than B. So this is a valid combination. Here we keep the maximum between 3 and 1 plus 1, meaning 2. So we keep 3 here and continue. Now C2 is here. So A is equal to A is equal to A, and A is equal to A. This is a valid combination. So we keep here the maximum between 3 and 2 plus 1 meaning 3. And once again, just to be clear, if we take 2 plus 1, this means that this is a valid string, this is also valid, and this is also valid. Each of these strings has a length of 3. That's why we keep 3 here. The maximum between 3 and 3 is 3. Now C2 is here, so we are comparing these two columns. A is equal to A is smaller than B, A is smaller than B. So this is a valid combination. Here we keep the maximum between the 3 and 1 plus 1, meaning 3. Now C1 is here, we are comparing these two columns. B is greater than A, so this is not a valid combination. We keep 1 here and update C2. Now C2 is here, and this combination is not valid neither because B is greater than A, so we continue. Now C2 is here. A is smaller than B, B is equal to B, A is smaller than B, so this is a valid combination. Here we keep the maximum between 1 and what we have here plus 1. And 2 is greater than 1, so we put 2 here. Now C2 is here, B is greater than A, so we continue. Now C2 is here. A is equal to A, B is equal to B, A is smaller than B, so this is a valid combination. Here we keep the maximum between 2 and 1 plus 1. So this is the final DP array. So now we know that this is the maximum possible number of columns that we can keep in order to get a final valid array. Now the question is, if this is the maximum number of columns that we can keep, what is the minimum possible number of columns that we should remove? Well, we can take the total number of columns, meaning 6 in this case, and subtract the number of columns that we can keep. So this is the result. We have 6 columns in total. If we can keep 3 as a maximum, this means that as a minimum, we have to remove 3. So that's the result. So with this in mind, now let's go with the code. We have an amount of columns which is given by the length of any string. Let's take index 0. And the amount of rows is the length of strings. Now we have a DP array, which is an array with 1 times columns. And remember that we use 1 for every element initially. Now we can iterate every combination of 2 columns. We have 2 pointers, C1 and C2. So for C1, in range from columns -2 to -1 in steps of -1. We are going in reverse. And for C2, in range, every time we start from C1 plus 1 all the way to the end of columns. And now we are checking if this combination of C1 and C2 is valid. And there are different ways to do this, but I think that this is very intuitive. We can have a boolean which we'll call valid. This is true initially. And now we are iterating every row in range rows. Every time we are checking if strings at the current row C1 is greater than strings row C2, at this point we can set valid to false and break the loop. This means that the current combination of columns is not valid, so at this point we can break the loop. And now we're checking if valid is true. If this combination of columns is true, we can set dp at C1 to the maximum between what we already have here and 1 plus dp C2. And finally, we need to return the amount of columns minus the maximum number in dp. So this is the entire code. Now let's submit this. As you can see, this works and it's very efficient. Here time complexity is big O of the amount of columns squared times the amount of rows, and space complexity is big O of the amount of columns. So this is it for this problem. If you found this useful, please drop a like, subscribe, and see you in the next one. Bye bye.